Welcome to your Barbados Today Evening News Update for Monday, June 29. Major roadworks on Highway 1 and Highway 7 are set to get underway shortly. Word of this from Transport and Works Minister Dr. William Duguid as he praised the successful completion of a slip lane at the corner of Fords Road and Upper Rendezvous at a press conference at the site this morning. Dr. Duguid assured government remains committed to fixing the road network as he rolled out plans for Highway 1 and Highway 7.
We have to change out all of the water mains on Highway 1. And that will mean water mains on both sides of the road. So we will be digging a trench on Highway 1 from the bottom of University Hill to Holders Hill. That is one section. And then the second section will be Holders Hill to Whole Town. These will be going on simultaneously. And because of that, we recognize that there will be significant road disruption, or the traveling public will be impacted. But we are going to do as much traffic mitigation as we can to minimize the effect. But we recognize that this is the best time to do it now as the traffic situation is significantly reduced. And we hope to start that work. I don't like to give times, but I'm projecting around 4 to 5 weeks time. We're looking to start Highway 1 as a matter of urgency. And right after we finish Highway 1, which we anticipate will take a few months, then we move with dispatch to Highway 7 and do the same thing all over again. Because we have to change the water mains on these roads, and we're using the opportunity of changing the water mains to also put the natural gas and improve the natural gas infrastructure as well. And while we're at it, we're also going to put the ducting available for light and power as well. So it is a massive project that the ministry is looking to undertake, starting with Highway 1 and then moving over to Highway 7.
Dr. Duguid also stressed that work on roads in rural areas was also continuing.
I think of 4 roads to Todd's, I think of Train Road. We're about to do Fruitful Hill very shortly. We've done a lot in St. Lucie, and we've done lots of rural areas as well, because we recognize that we need to do a lot of work to put a plan together for the road work and the road infrastructure of this country. And when you think about it, the greatest infrastructure of the whole government is the road infrastructure. The road infrastructure owned by the government is the largest infrastructure that any government has. And we have to maintain it, and we're working assiduously to get that done.
The repairs at Fords Road and Upper Rendezvous were welcomed by Christchurch West MP, Minister Adrian Ford.
As a major roundabout that allows traffic to traverse via various arteries, I want to say to Minister Duguid and his entire team, job well done. We are a responsible government, and certainly we will respond to the needs of every single Barbadian. And this has been a problem over the last 10, 15 years, where congestion on mornings and evenings is really, really difficult for persons. It has caused numerous complaints. And certainly in Duguid's ministry, there's a saying that do good and good should attain you. He has certainly done good on behalf of the people of Christchurch.
The shareholder governments of LIAT were holding virtual talks this evening to map out the next course for the troubled airline. At weekend discussions, Barbados, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Antigua and Barbuda, and Dominica agreed to liquidate LIAT 9074 Limited. The heads have also been discussing the creation of a new carrier. In a letter to the airline staff today, Chairman of LIAT's shareholder government, Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves said, despite the board's best efforts, LIAT's financial woes worsened with the impact of COVID-19. He said the airline can no longer survive. He acknowledged that the carrier owes workers some 94 million EC dollars, but assured every effort would be made to ensure employees are paid. The Barbados Private Sector Association today called for a national conversation on the issues of race and economic enfranchisement in the country. In a statement today, the business leaders said, against the backdrop of global discussion on racial tension and inequities, it's time for Barbados to honestly assess the society in a bid to ensure the island becomes a model of inclusiveness, diversity, and equal access for all. The BPSA expressed hope that such dialogue would end with a realistic plan to build one Barbados and appeal to stakeholders to commit to making a difference. President of the private sector group in Edward Clark also signaled their support for the removal of the Lord Nelson statue from National Heroes Square to a more suitable location.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Barbados Today, news you can trust.
To regional news now, Jamaica's National Security Minister Delroy Chuck apologized for the second time today for making controversial statements about the issue of sexual harassment at a recent parliamentary committee meeting. Chuck has been heavily criticized after indicating that he believed that sexual harassment should be reported within 12 months and laughed as he expressed the view that Jamaica should avoid bringing the Me Too movement there. We get the details from Vashon Brown of Television Jamaica.
We don't want the situation that now happens in the Me Too movement in the US, where 30 years later you talk about I was harassed in the elevator. No, if you don't complain within 12 months, please, cut it off.
Now, in a statement issued today, Mr. Chuck said he deeply regrets what, upon reflection, was insensitive behavior on his part and unreservedly and sincerely apologizes. He says he acknowledges and sympathizes with the hurt and the trauma experienced by persons who are victims of harassment or any form of sexual abuse for which there is no statute of limitation.
I commit and assure everyone who has been concerned by my utterance that my conduct in committee meetings and otherwise will reflect the fact that I do not seek to diminish the importance of this issue. I always advocate for women to be treated with dignity and respect, and I believe in a society where women are never objectified or exploited. I ask for the public's forgiveness and commit to championing the cause and concerns of our women and to be an ally and an advocate representing fully and fairly the women of Jamaica.
On the international front, the World Health Organization today warned that 6 months after the new coronavirus outbreak, the pandemic is still far from over. Reaching the half-year milestone just as the death toll surpassed 500,000 and the number of confirmed infections topped 10 million, the WHO said it was a moment to recommit to the fight to save lives.
The worst is yet to come. I'm sorry to say that, but with this kind of environment and condition, we fear the worst. And that's why we have to bring our acts together and fight this dangerous virus together. Some countries are now experiencing a resurgence of cases as they start to reopen their economies and societies. Most people remain susceptible. The virus still has a lot of room to move. We all want this to be over. We all want to get on with our lives. But the hard reality is, this is not even close to being over. Although many countries have made some progress globally, the pandemic is actually speeding up.
That's news, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook, and sign up for our breaking news alerts via WhatsApp. We're also on Izumi Media and bus terminals, as well as screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. You can also hear us on Mix 96.9 FM and Capital Media HD 99.3 FM.